It's your girl Treshlina Goglina, back in the digital wasteland, where common sense goes to die and maggoteers water the content garden. If you like watching folks FA and FO in real time, congrats, you just found your new internet home.
The Port of Los Angeles is the busiest in the Western Hemisphere, but now it's preparing for a dramatic slowdown, according to Executive Director Gene Soroka.
What do you anticipate happening over the next couple of weeks?
In 2 weeks' time, Carter, we'll see a drop on our import side of the business by about a third. And it could be as much as 40% the week to follow. Most American importers are saying that they're stopping shipments out of China because they simply weren't going to pay 2.5 times the cost of the goods.
With a 145% tariff, a container of Chinese goods worth $100,000 will now cost importers an extra $145,000.
With information coming out of Washington seemingly by the hour, it's tough to get a line of sight on what's next. Inventory on hand right now in the United States will last for about 6 to 8 weeks. After that, shelves will be bare. We won't be able to buy as much online.
All of these games come from China.
At the Game Chest, owner Mariam Ahamami has been stockpiling toys and games that arrived before the tariffs.
So I'm buying what I think I'll sell between now and September.
You sound like a hoarder.
I feel like a hoarder. If you've seen my stores, you would see the hoarding in the back rooms.
80% of her merchandise comes from China, and board games are her biggest sellers.
Seems like you should be able to make a board game in the U.S.
It's true. It does look easy, but it's filled with lots and lots of different parts and pieces. And there's just not enough manufacturing here to be able to do that successfully.
At this point, even if the tariffs are reduced significantly,
It'll still take about 10 days to 2 weeks to get these ships back in line over in China. Then it's a 2-week trip here to L.A. So we're starting to cut it pretty close with respect to inventory in the U.S.
So we might see some empty shelves even if the tariffs are brought down in the next couple of weeks.
We're running out of time on that. And if we have fewer items to select from, that's going to put a pinch on the American buyer.
Good morning, Fafo Nation. You know, we call ourselves Fafologists now. The study of fuck around, find outedness, and we got a doozy now. You guys remember a couple of months ago when I started sharing projections from the Fed that said our GDP was going to go from 3.4% down to 3%, down to 2.4%, down to 1%, and everybody on the right called me a fearmonger. I caught a lot of flack for that. Well, guess what? The report's out. And not only did we not grow as much as expected, which was 0.4%, by the end of the quarter, we all said, it's just going to grow 0.4%. No. It shrank. Our GDP, our economy, shrank by 0.3%. And who do we have to thank for that? Yeah, Herbert Hoover. Groper Cleveland, with his sound economic policy, created by idiots. Yes, exactly. And as a direct repercussion, who else announced bad news today? Yup. What is Brown going to do for you? A little bit less, apparently. The UPS trucks are not coming because Amazon is selling less. They're selling less because prices are coming up. Now Amazon's going to actually put the effect of the tariff on their website. And Miss Little Caroline Levitt was not having any of that, right? Well, they didn't put it up when Biden made the economy, all that inflation. Well, inflation is a factor of corporate greed, right? How are you going to measure that, right? Well, it was going to be $2, but now because of inflation, it's going to be $2.85. No, this is a direct correlation. I import stuff from China. I know full well that the stuff I used to pay $4 for is now costing me $7.92 because of the tariffs. That's it. So Amazon can put the price on there because they know exactly what the price difference is because of the tariffs. Anyway, have a nice day.
On the tariffs, and this is per Fox News, everybody. You maggots, here you go.
Difficulty because their factories are not doing business. They made $1 trillion with Biden, $1 trillion, even $1.1 trillion with Biden selling us stuff. Much of it we don't need. Somebody said, the shelves are going to be open. Well, maybe the children will have $2 instead of $30, and maybe the $2 will cost a couple of bucks more than they would normally. But we're not talking about something that we have to go out of our way. They have ships that are loaded up with stuff, much of which, not all of it, but much of which we don't need. And
hey, TikTok community. This is going to be one of those where I am going to be livid about this because you people are being snowed and manipulated and lied to about manufacturing. If you guess you living on a rock lately, have you looked at the news or any type of anything? You know that the ports in Los Angeles, Long Beach, and Seattle are going to be, well, they are pretty much empty now. So those ports not having containers in them are allowing us not to be able to replenish items on shelving. So don't be shocked when you walk into Walmart or Target or any other store and your shelving is starting to come bare. It's going to be like COVID all over again. It's a supply chain problem because of Trump's tariffs, and they are his tariffs, are causing China 145% tariffs on top of their goods. People are canceling left and right because they don't want to pay the 145% from China. So nobody's ordering from China. It's just not happening. If they are, they're multi-billion-dollar corporations because they can afford it. But the majority of the small businesses and the businesses just above them are canceling all the orders because they can't afford those tariffs. These ridiculous 145% tariffs. And if you think that is not going to affect you in any way, shape, or form, you guys are living in a dream world. It's going to happen. You are going to walk into this store and you're going to say, where's this? Where's that? Why is I here anymore? Because of fucking tariffs. That's why. And this thing about manufacturing, oh, we're going to bring manufacturing back to the United States. No fucking way. It's going to take years for manufacturing to come back to the United States. It takes planning, surveying, hiring, builders, all this kind of stuff like that. We're talking 2 to 3 years at least to build something on the United States soil that hasn't already been here. Subaru is leaving. They're saying, fuck it, we're out of here. We're not going to pay 145% tariffs from China. You people are nuts to think that we're going to have manufacturing come back here. These jobs Trump is promising, millions of jobs are going to be created by these manufacturing places. Not going to exist. There's no possible way they're going to put manufacturing plants in the United States in the next couple of years. Can't be done. Cannot be done. And you don't realize this, but the minerals that come out of China and all these other places, we can't get those minerals in the United States. So we can't make things like computer chips and things like that for silicone and things like that because we can't get that stuff in the United States. So we have to import from China and Ukraine and all these other places because that's where they're rich in these materials. So you people are nuts to think that we can build things in here in the United States that China can. China is a self-serving nation, and they have a right to be. They have everything they need to manufacture. They have the plants, they have the materials, they have the raw resources, they have everything they need to manufacture. So they think the United States, they need this in any way, shape, or form. You guys are fucking crazy. They are going to be their own nation. They're going to do wonderful compared to us. They're working with the European Union now. They're working with all these nations because the United States is basically saying, fuck the world, and we're going to build things ourselves. We're going to be self-sufficient. Impossible. I'm telling you, people, you are crazy to think that's going to happen. Crazy. Stop drinking the Kool-Aid. Stop it. Manufacturing is not coming to the United States in the next couple of years. You people are nuts to think that. Trump promised this and that. He promises lots of things. You know what? He lies, people. Lies, 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 lies. When are you going to get that through your heads? Tourism. Oh, it's up now. Tourism is going to be so screwed. Disneyland, Disney World, all these places that, thrive on tourism, especially Florida itself. Done. They're going to lose so much money in tourism this year because of Trump's tariffs and Trump's war with Canada and Trump's war with the entire world. You people are nuts to think we're going to come through this unscathed. No way. No fucking way. You need to get your head out of your ass and realize that we are going into an economic crisis. And there's nothing we can do about it because of your Orange Julius being in the office right now. Nothing we can do. You're going to have to suffer through it, just like we are going to have to suffer through it. So you think you voted for him? He's not going to, he's going to give you special treatment. He doesn't fucking care about you. Nothing. I'm liberal. I know he doesn't fucking care about me, and I don't give a shit. But I know he doesn't fucking care about you. All you Republicans or MAGA morons, or all you people think that he supports you or he's your man. He is not your man. Unless you're a billionaire, he wants nothing fucking to do with you. He only used you to get a vote so he can get him in office so he can take over the United States. That is what he's doing. I guarantee it. That is his end goal. His end goal is to become king of the United States, ruler of the United States. So 250 years of shit that we went through in order to get to where we are today is going to be obliterated because of him. Because we have a narcissist in the White House. There's no two ways to say it. It's a narcissist. So wake the fuck up. Realize that this is going to be a tough year. It's going to be a tough couple years for us. Our bed's been made. We have to lie in it now. We have no choice. Because we elected a felon into the United States, office of President of the United States. And we have to suffer those consequences now. The people who thought he would do something to improve your lives, it's not going to happen. Your lives are so fucked right now, you don't even realize how fucked you are right now. Trust me. You're going to walk in these stores, it's going to be a couple weeks, but you're going to walk in these stores and it's going to be like COVID all over again. You're going to be hoarding things. You're going to want toilet paper. You're going to want all these things that we had during COVID, and you're not going to be able to find it. It's going to be like COVID all over again. The only thing it's not is we're not going to have the disease to deal with, but the effects of it are going to be exactly the same. Shelves are going to be barren, and prices are going to go up because of supply and demand. Economics 101. Economics 101, people. All I can say is you voted for this. You're going to get it. You're in the fuck around and find out phase, and it's going to come to you like that. You're going to see it firsthand. So all of us are going to be suffering because of this. All of us. Because of your decision to put a felon back in the White House. Every single one. I had to say something. I hope we get through this. I hope we get through it relatively unscathed, but it's not going to happen. We're all going to be fucked over because of him and your decision. That's all I got to say.
April 29th, 2025. Israelis, y'all. This is the empty shelves they talking about. Pray. It's some stuff, but it's starting though.
Shortages are coming. The CEO of huge corporations such as Walmart, Target, Home Depot has had to sit down with the principal to talk about the devastation that it will leave this country. But not only that, they are warning that, and mind you, Walmart is one of the largest employers in our country, in America. And they are warning that the shelves will become empty. What they're saying is that they privately was warning Trump that this trade war and this market slump that we are experiencing with his tariffs and his trade policy could disrupt the supply chain and raise prices, which would also cause shelves to be empty. However, there is such a bigger picture to this. This will cause a hit on America by $2 trillion, and it will affect the U.S. economy. Now, what happens is empty shelves will lead to no sales, okay? With no sales will cause massive layoffs. With the massive layoffs will become no unemployment rate will spike, and then we will begin to see the recession. That is what is getting ready to take place. If these tariffs continue, Shelves will be empty. Prepare your families. If you guys have not been preparing for the last 3 years, since the C in the number, we've been telling you guys that this was coming. Amazon has already spiked their prices on about 1,000 products across their site already. So it is already hitting and affecting your major retailers. Now, with this, it's not just going to affect those who don't have much. It's going to affect everyone. Now, the MGM Las Vegas is also being affected heavily. It is being said that they have been quietly begin layoffs to employees. Now, the business is slumping because of the tariffs and the trade war. Las Vegas lives on tourism. I don't know if you've ever been, but that is what Vegas is about. It's about the tourism. However, this again is resulting in judgment. The greed and the god of this world is money. Corporate greed has been out of control. Not only that, AT&T and Verizon is to pass tariffs on their customers, and they're being forced to pay more money because of the tariffs. This is going to hit every sector of our lives and every single person. The reason why the major companies, your major corporate companies are concerned is because the effects that it will have on their business. Once those tariffs go higher and goes into effect, it's going to cause for mass layoffs. I mean, nothing in shelves, meaning people are not going to be buying, which means a lot of companies will have to close their doors. This is not a small thing. Prepare your family for the empty shelves because it's coming. Number one, because the Bible has prophesied that it will be a famine. There are at least 3 major things that has already hit the headlines this past week that is confirming Bible prophecy. We are upon a lot of what we see in the book of Revelation, and famine is going to be one thing that hit this country. We must pray and trust God in this season. This is not a scare tactic. This is what we see, what is happening, what is to come. They've already are saying that a lot of the trucks, they're seeing less and less trucks in LA at the ports. We have been on a 30 days of prayer. The Lord instructed me last month to go on a 30 days of prayer. We are ending it on the 29th of April. And the reason why God spoke to me the 30 days of prayer, he showed me that there were major things that was going to take place in the month of April, and they have happened. These things are coming to pass. And those of us that will pray and seek God and cover our families, we will be covered. We don't have to worry. We will go through some things. We will experience things. But we have God. We know that the Father looks out for those who seek after him. But these things must come. These things will happen. And regardless of people saying, oh, it'll never happen, we thought we wouldn't even be here. Y'all showed it. Y'all didn't know all this was going to happen, did you? Y'all thought all this is here. So prepare your families. Do not prepare your families. Don't take this lightly. As God sends warning through his people, listen. Do not harden your heart, but listen to the word of God and get in that book and read it for yourself, because things are speeding up very fast and things are happening very quickly. Get to them stores. Don't be overdoing it. Save some for the rest of the saints and the ain'ts. The ain'ts needed too. Get to them stores. Begin to use wisdom and prepare your families.